One. So here's 0, and here's 1, right? 0 is nothing. 0 is, I'm thinking about it, I might do it, maybe next time, there's a chance, when I retire, when my kids graduate, when my dog dies, when I move to Spain. You feeling me here? This is 0. 1 is I did it. That's it, there's no more. I finished, I accomplished, I got it done. That's all I care about. That's why I like math so much, but this is like the core of math for me. There's none and there's one. There's one, there's none, and there's done. There's none and there's one, W-O-N. You feeling me here? We having fun yet? This is my idea of fun. I wanted to talk with you here briefly, although it's not so brief anymore, about the one-word book in one day. And what in the world am I talking about? Basically, I'm going to try to give it in a nutshell here. I want you to transform yourself. I know they're getting big here, getting serious. I want you to change yourself a little bit into your future self. You can do it unconsciously or you can do it consciously. You can let it happen accidentally and the third parties and the universe and whatever allow it just to happen to you, or you can take action and make it happen. You can create your future self. You can design the blueprint of who you want to be. We can write out the roadmap from A to B to C. I just spelled out S-E-E. A to B to C. What are we gonna see? We're gonna see your future self. If this sounds like, Bradley, how am I gonna do this with one word? I'm gonna tell you. Because you already know what your word is. We all do. You do too. It might be a little buried, it might be covered in dust, it might be in the attic, it might be in the cellar, it might be in the deep freeze. I don't know, but we're gonna find it, and you are gonna challenge yourself to allow that word to be your word for the year. And then we're gonna write this book over it. Now, before you get all in a huff about, Bradley, how in the world can we write a book in a day? Because I have writer friends who think I'm killing the industry because I talk about writing a book in a day. But hear me out. Because your book, it truly is one word. It's one word. My book for my year, for 2024, is focus. I have gotten 47 things down to 4.7. That for me is major focus. Am I down to tiny? No, right? I've made massive improvements. The year's not over yet, right? Here's what's gonna happen. Yes, this book is one word long. There's going to be one chapter and it's going to have that one word in there. I recommend a verb. Here are the other elements really quickly. There are 12. If I miss something, it's because I'm winging this. Ready? By the way, the day is very structured. I am a total improv, winging it kind of guy. I have a major structure set up for the day. So we're going to follow this. So we're going to get your book done by the end of the day. You are going to have, if it's your first book, awesome. It's going to be your first finished book. We're going to have it done by 4 p.m. and ready for the printer to print it and order it so that you hold it in your hand. You feeling me here? So here we go. We're gonna see if I can go through these. We got a cover. We're gonna design our own cover. Yeah. We're gonna have a title, super important, might just be your word. We're gonna have a subtitle that's probably gonna describe your title. Your title might be, kind of not totally clear what it is, like focus. Well, focus on what? I don't know. So you're gonna have a subtitle. We're gonna do title, subtitle, cover. We're gonna do a dedication. Who are you dedicating this book to? Who are you dedicating this coming year to, right? Maybe it's yourself. Then we have the epigraph, it's called. It's a quote. I have a favorite quote site. We're gonna find a quote that is relevant for your book. Then we are going to do the preface. So the preface is really important. The preface is the present moment, and we are going to write from the present moment. Sort of like just a a diary or a journal, or even, what would you like to happen? What kind of change would you like to see this year? So it's just, it's mid-2024 and I work here and I do this and I'm planning on that and I really would like to do some more of that and I'm trying to do this and I wish this happened and I want this, and right? So that's all. It might be a page, it might be 10 pages. You're gonna get it done in like half an hour, okay? Then we have your one word, and remember you already know that. Then we're gonna get to the epilogue. The epilogue is the 1 year later. You often see it in a film, right? Like 1 year later, here's what's going on. So this is the crucial element. This is the power of this book. The one word is your mantra. This is the roadmap. So here in the epilogue, you are gonna write as if it's the future. So a year later from today, you're gonna write, it's mid-year, a year later, and you say, last year, what a year. That's how I'd like you to start off. And then you're going to describe how this year panned out, what happened in the past year. And you can go in as much detail as you like. You can make it like a business plan and bullet points, or you can have it like a story. And then I met Christopher and my dog healed from his whatever, right? Whatever you would like to see in the coming year, that's what we are going to write about. It's your plan, it's your roadmap. I like to call it a treasure map, because I think a treasure map is like a roadmap, but then there's certain secret, unexpected treasures along the way. But if you don't go from A, if you never leave A, you're never gonna get to B, and then you're never gonna be able to C, right? So the epilogue is your roadmap for the future. It's your manifestation, if you prefer that word. You are going to manifest what you describe in the coming year. And of course, if you want to say I got a Ferrari and I won the lottery, great. Maybe you have more chance of doing that. But I'd like to keep it a little closer to reality and a little closer to things that are possible for you. Maybe you don't believe them yet, but you will believe them more because you have a plan, because you wrote out your plan. You following me here? So this is some call it, in some books I've read about this, it's called a future history. You are writing your future, and you're doing it from your future self. And what happens is that you then mold, morph, and change and transform into that future self over the coming year. I talk about mind, heart, and gut. I also talk about how you can become these three characters. I write about this, I have this in the book, to help you see, like, what would your mind say? What would your heart say? What would your gut say? Right? This is Martin for me, Martin, and then Eri and Go, my three guys. And I look to them because they also have a future. So we can, that's sort of an extra assignment. If we don't have time, that's fine. We're gonna get this all in one day. It's taken me 14 minutes here to describe it. We're gonna finish the whole thing in one day. Where were we? Epilogue, got that. After the epilogue, we have acknowledgements, who you'd like to thank. I think this book is gonna kind of switch from the present is before the word, and then after the word chapter, it's gonna be kind of from the future. So acknowledgements, who helped you? Who would you like to thank for this past year who helped you get here, right? So this could be, again, from the future, looking back, who helped you to get here. What's next? We have about the author. About the author, I also recommend writing this from the future. About the author, about you. Give yourself like a bio, right? Like a just short and snappy little bio about who you are. Who is this author? But you're writing it from the future. You're writing, you're describing, you're creating the bio from this future person who will be you. Finally, there's about the author. There's the also by the author. Also by the author, or what else have you accomplished this year? Maybe you have some other books you wrote, or videos you created, or presentations you made, or something you created. So it's also by. And if this is from the future, then you can talk about what you've accomplished in the past year, which of course is the coming year. See that? See how we're creating our future here? We are designing our future year in this one little tiny book. Finally, there is the book. It's called book description in the lingo, and it's basically the sales page. So how, this is kind of optional, but I think it's actually really powerful. Remember, the audience for this book is you. You're the author and the audience. You can't lose. It's really just for you. And so this book is how to sell it to yourself, right? Like when you go read a book blurb, it's selling you the book, right? It's either entertaining or educational or informative, right? And so how are you selling this to yourself? What's happening? You know, how are you going to describe the hero or the heroine, right? That's the book description. One last thing, and I will provide this for you. I am going to give you 52 weeks of quotes and prompts and action items, and we are going to put that into your book so that it immediately has 104 pages. Because if you've been thinking about, Bradley, how am I going to print this thing? I'm going to give you 104 pages, which is 52 weeks plus a blank page after each one, that you are then going to be able to use as a workbook. So 52 prompts and actions turning into 104 pages, so your book is going to be 104 pages plus. Maybe your book is 127 pages. That's it. That'd be totally fine. That's how this book is going to be this big, and we're going to be able to print them, because that's part of the deal. We're going to print your books so that you can hold it in your hand, so that you can say, this is my word for the year. This is my plan. This is my roadmap. This is my clarity, my courage, my confidence. Clarity, courage, and confidence. You'll hear me say them all the time. You get clarity to know what to do, confidence to do it, courage to do it, and the confidence to finish. We're going to do all this in one day. You can do it on your own in one day as well. Be my guest. In the online course, I tell you how to do everything, all the software, all the tips and tricks. I give you everything you need. If you want to do it together as a group, we're hosting in-person one-day workshops in the Netherlands, or if you'd like to invite me to wherever you are and we can get enough people and it all makes sense, happy to do it. I'd love to involve travel in this. This is my focus for 2024. This is what I want to do in 2024. I'm already doing it, but I want to do more of it because I know it's powerful. I just had a post the other day about tiny wins. I want this to be tiny enough one day so that you finish it, but the impact is going to be powerful. One thing done, one step on your, they say, what is the most important step of your journey? The first one. We're back to 0 and 1, right? 0, 1, none, 1. All right, I think that's it. If I miss anything, check down below, check other videos. I just wanted to give a more in-depth description of what I'm doing. What is this one-word book? And is it just a silly thing? It's actually not. It is a powerful tool to create your roadmap for your future so that you can step into your future self, consciously creating that future self rather than unconsciously falling into whoever that future self might be. You're the designer of your own roadmap for the future. How are you going to describe it? What are you going to do? I was just rehearsing my speech for European Championships for public speaking, and it's about answers. No, yes, but, yes, and. What are you going to answer to this challenge, to my Bradley's Crazy One-Word Book challenge? No, I just don't want to do it or can't do it. Yes, but I don't have time, but I don't have the money, but I don't know my word, but I'll do it when my dog dies, but I'll do it when I retire, but I'll do it when I'm... You following me here? Yeah, so that's, you know what the real answer is? It's not just yes, but. It's yes, but no, with excuses. Or are you a yes and type person? Yes, and I'm going to be there on Saturday. Yes, and I'm going to do this every year. Yes, and I'm going to get my wife to do it too. Yes, and can I bring my dog? Yes, and will there be pizza? Who are you going to be? What type of person would you like to be? Who will you be next? This is how are we going to consciously create your next self, the next version of you. This is how we're going to do it. This is an action step. It's not theoretical. It's not philosophical. You are going to be writing a one-word, if you're worried about how many words we're gonna write, you can also dictate. It's May. Here's my plan for the year, period, right? That's it. We're gonna get it done. I'm there with you, over your shoulder, helping you with anything you need. There's also other people there in the same boat, and we're gonna get it done. That's it. This is my passion project for 2024. I hope it sounds like fun. I hope it sounds a little crazy, because it kind of is. But I think it's the crazy little stuff that matters. Thanks for watching. See you